friends, this is Terry coming in with a little transit about Pluto going sextile to that Jupiter and Venus, who will be kissing on April 30th for the Taurus partial solar eclipse. Boy, that's just a mouthful of astrology right there. Pluto is going retrograde on April 29th. And when a planet stations retrograde, they are their most potent self. Just as they begin to go retrograde, when they're first stationing, it's like they're even more intense. And Pluto is an intense planet to begin with. And Pluto is at 28 degrees of Capricorn. Then on April 30th, Pluto will sextile that mystical, magical Venus Conjunct Jupiter exact transit happening on noon on Saturday for those of us in the Pacific Northwest. And I did a whole separate video about Jupiter and Venus, this magical kiss transit, because this is really a big deal. It's an incredible transit. And I've also just completed an entire Pluto retrograde in general video, because the truth is Pluto goes retrograde every year, and usually Pluto goes retrograde for 5 months. And so it's something that happens every year, but it's just a little different depending what sign Pluto's in. Pluto's in Capricorn this year. So it just gives it a different flavor from year to year. And Pluto is in Capricorn, where he has been since COVID began in 2020. And many astrologers do believe it was when we had that Pluto Saturn Conjunction in Capricorn at 22 degrees. That was such a powerful day. It was in January of 2020. And that created this huge shift and all the change. And now it's like Pluto is returning to the scene of the crime. And it's like he's heading backwards to Capricorn at 22 degrees over the next 5 months. It's like he forgot something, and what did he leave behind in January of 2020? He's going back to pick it up. And could we possibly see another huge surge in COVID over the next 5 months as Pluto goes retrograde back until the fall? It's possible. Or is this urging us all to go back and pick up where we left off in January 2020? I kind of like the second, more hopeful belief. But we all had to give something up. We all sort of sacrificed some aspect of our life. I'm sure you did in 2020. If you left something behind in 2020 when the surge began, leave it in the comments. I'd love to know, because I think we all did. And I know when I was in January 2020, I was just starting to write this book about Reiki for abundance, and I was so juiced up about it. 2020 felt so hopeful, and I knew we were going to go through a powerful transformation with this Pluto Saturn conjunction, but I actually thought it was going to be just creative surge, because I have a very 29 degrees of Pluto myself in Virgo. So I thought, this is great. I'm going to write a book. And then I sort of let that go. And I am finally, right now, as Pluto is getting ready to retrograde, I'm kind of pulling that back and trying to remember what was I doing with it all before. And before all that insanity kicked in, that was the last, 2 years. And it just totally threw me off course. So maybe this Pluto retrograding back to where it was of January 2020 is a time when we can all reemerge that thing we really wanted in 2020, and then we had to let it go because of the crazy. So whatever you were trying to do in life back in 2020, just see if you're feeling called right now to just try again. And now may be the time to go back and pick it up as Pluto goes back. And make sure to watch that Pluto retrograde report to learn even more. And I am giving away this beautiful, I have 3 of them. I think I'm going to give away all 3 of them. Well, maybe I'll keep one for myself. I think I might have to go back and get all of these, because these are Orthoceras crystal eggs known as the Shaman Stone. And I'm telling you, Pluto nudged me to go get these because these are like the Pluto stone if there was ever a Pluto stone. And it creates energetic protection. And they call it the Shaman Stone because it is said to release any negativity that shamans may pick up when they're empathing and doing their healing work. So if you are a healer, this is your stone. If you're just a highly sensitive person and you're empathic and you're feeling all the symptoms of anxiety or insomnia or, you know, just stress from what's going on in the world, this is the healing stone. This is the medicine you need. So I am giving these away on my Pluto retrograde report. All you have to do is like, subscribe, and comment to win. And I'm going to infuse it with distance healing Reiki too. I've really been doing so much distance healing Reiki lately, and I'm in love with it. This stone absolutely called out to me and just made me go and pick it up. I am loving all these little giveaways that I've been doing on my channel as you all are helping me grow it, and I have so much gratitude to you all. And I also, every full moon, the next full moon will be that Scorpio total lunar eclipse. Every full moon, I am giving away a free, full Western astrology chart that includes energy healing and Reiki. And I've done 8 of these wintering astrology charts now, and it has been so fun to just read you guys, and I feel like I'm getting to know you. And I'm going to keep going until I reach 1,000 subscribers. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for a chance to win an astrology chart too. So getting back to that Pluto sextile Venus and Jupiter, it's going to make that lucky kiss even more intense and passionate, and we can have powerful forces working behind the scenes now to really alter the course of our destiny. That is Pluto. And can it get any better than that, right? And it's all going down on the exact same day as that Taurus partial solar eclipse, and there's just a lot going on right now. And I forgot to mention Pluto in my eclipse reading because I've just been ridiculously busy right now getting together the Bend Health Guide, plus giving massage and Reiki sessions and doing a ton of eclipse portal astrology charts, and then all the everyday stuff like just being a mom and taking care of chickens and dogs and cats and, you know, housework, all the things. Calgon. But suddenly Pluto, my own ruling planet as a Scorpio, was like, hello, have you forgotten about me? And I swear Pluto was just coming in strong. Pluto, I was getting the call from Pluto. I was hearing Pluto, the planet, just telling me, you got to pay attention to this retrograde. Why aren't you doing anything on your page about the retrograde? And this Pluto retrograde will last 5 months, and we're not coming out of this Pluto retrograde energy until the fall. So even if you're watching this after the eclipse, I mean, we're in it. And really, this Pluto retrograde goes even longer than that. Just the energy and the changes that will occur during this retrograde are going to affect us for quite a while. It could transform our lives in ways we don't even understand yet. It's just beyond our comprehension at this moment. And Pluto is the planet of the underworld. So I think he's comfortable going backwards for a little bit longer, it seems. And Pluto might be a tiny little planet, but just like Napoleon, this planet can pack a punch. Pluto rules over nuclear energy. It's that explosive. It couldn't get more explosive than Pluto. And if you know a Scorpio ruled by Pluto, when they get mad, whew, very explosive. So makes me a little bit nervous with everything going on in the world right now. But Pluto retrograde on an individual basis is asking us to make an explosive kind of change, big change. And when you combine Pluto's transformative energy to this eclipse portal in Taurus, Scorpio, look out world. There is going to be some major, we are like, I've said this before this year, but we are like at the conflict portion of a novel. If you've ever read like really good books or a really good movie, there's always like the movie's going along, everything's great, and then there's the conflict. And it's okay, we'll get through it, right? Just like any good movie, you got to have your conflict, then you have your resolution, and then you have your happy ending. And it's just part of the process. And right now we are in deep in that conflict in the world, and we're feeling it. And hopefully this conflict is going to lead to resolution, and then we're going to get the happy ending at the end. But I'm really feeling the effects of the energy of this whole death transformative rebirth Taurus Scorpio cycle this month. That's all about the life cycles, and Scorpio rules death and loss, ruled by Pluto. And the opposite is Taurus, who is promising us a rebirth. And we just had some darling baby chicks. I'm going to have Bill put some B-roll in here about the baby chicks. We were lucky enough to have these baby chicks at the same time we had a brooding chicken, and it was Chi-Chi. I don't know if you guys remember me talking about Chi-Chi, but last year Chi-Chi got attacked by a raccoon and almost died. We took Chi-Chi to the vet to save her life, and I did so much Reiki healing to keep this bird alive because Chi-Chi is my favorite bird. She sort of rules the roost. She's the queen diva Chi-Chi chicken. And Chi-Chi was brooding, so we thought this is a good time to just slip those baby chicks under. Sometimes if you have a brooding chicken, for those of you who have backyard chickens, you can slip these little babies under a brooding chicken, and the chicken will believe that that's her babies and she's the mom, and it is a beautiful process. So it was the Libra full moon. It was a stormy night, and we put these little baby chicks under Chi-Chi, and then I don't know what happened, but somehow in the storm or something, the door of our whole coop was taken off, and we woke in the morning to find our precious blue chicken had been killed by a raccoon. And I wish we had, we need to get a nature camera for our backyard so we could see, because I don't know what happened. I don't know if the blue chicken tried to fight off the raccoon. It was really far away. The blue chicken had been really far away where he fought the raccoon and died, and somehow miraculously Chi-Chi and the baby chickens were fine, and our other chickens were fine, and that is not normal. Usually if a raccoon comes to your coop and he can get in, it's doomsday for all your chickens. So it was an absolute Reiki miracle that all the chickens and the little babies didn't get killed. But still, I just thought, wow, this is so that Taurus Scorpio axis. We've got Scorpio, loss and death. We lost Blue, and a raccoon came and viciously killed it. But it's all part of that life cycle that the raccoon's got to eat. And then there is the rebirth of these little baby chicks bonding with their mother at the exact same time this another chicken is dying. I mean, it was just crazy, but that's sort of how this eclipse portal is showing up for me. I gotta read the Sabian symbol for this critical degree of Capricorn 28, where Pluto stations retrograde and sextiles Venus and Jupiter. And it is here from the Dane Rujars, an astrological mandala. And this is a book, as I'm finally at home and I have the book in front of me. I usually just put it in my writings and don't bring the book with me every time we go hiking out in nature. But this is the book I read from all the time when I want to see what the degree is, for those of you who are learning astrology. And this book was created when a mystic, Elsie Wheeler, was given each degree of astrology. And this happened 100 years ago. And she would just go 1 degree, oh, that means a dove is taking flight, or, whatever. It was just beautiful. And still to this day, these Sabian symbols are so meaningful for the astrological aspects. And this one is no different. It says, a large aviary, which symbolizes the enjoyment of spiritual values by the soul, able to familiarize itself with their implications. And birds symbolize spiritual forces we just had a dove of peace showing up in one of the astrological readings we did recently. So these birds are really messengers. And if you've ever had anyone die, I know I had a friend who always, whenever she would see a cardinal, it reminded her of her mother. And for me, my mom always called me chickadee, I think because I like to talk a lot. Imagine that. And so whenever I see a chickadee, I think of my mom who's passed over. So these birds, they really show up as these spiritual symbols, and the aviary presents us with a picture of these forces or desires contained within a mind that is open to the light of psychic or soul realities, and bringing joy and harmony into their consciousness from above comes into your consciousness. And yet the familiarity of a bird may also suggest a lack of spontaneity or a thrill of discovery, because these peak experiences have become those of such a high plateau at which level one may lose one's sense of direction at times. So there is a calling here to lead a course of group mastery or cosmic energies. And that's so funny because I'm getting ready to teach my biggest Reiki class ever, and I'm teaching my Reiki Master students how to do Reiki attunements right now so that they can assist me when I teach at Unity Church. We're going to teach like 30 people. I normally teach Reiki classes that are between 8 to 12. I think sometimes in Seattle I would teach as many as 18 students. That was sort of my limit. But I'm going to teach a huge class of 30 people. We're going to do a huge Reiki attunement with my other Reiki Master students. It's going to be awesome. So that just ties really in when it says there's a calling here to lead a course of mastery of cosmic energies. Now, if that's not a Reiki class, I don't know what is. And there's a youthful effort to reach this spiritual attainment that has settled into a state of inspiration that at times may bring confusion because of the multiplicity of voices. This is like when you're channeling and you're just hearing so many voices and you can't tell which ones are you're just making stuff up or is it really a divine message coming through. And this relates to clairaudience. This lunar eclipse is really a time to get out in nature and unplug and really listen to the wind and listen to the birds and see if you can hear the message of spirit calling you. There's a capacity here for being responsive to many inner voices at the same time. And this is just a time to connect, to source, to pray, to chant, but most of all to listen. Really take some time out on this April 30th day to listen to the guidance of spirit calling you and guiding you in the wind, in the birds. We're just creating another Reiki binaural. Right now we're doing a Reiki binaural for fertility, and Bill is infusing the music with my Tibetan singing bowls and the sound of those little baby chicks. And that just really reminds me of this. And just listening to the sounds of birds and music and binaurals and listening to the voices of divine wisdom coming in now and just allowing all the love, money, and pure joy that wants to find you. And open yourself up to higher vibrations during this eclipse portal and let it all pour in for you now. And you can just imagine your arms are just open and receiving. This April 30th day would be an incredible day to do yoga out in the forest And there will just be powerful medicine coming in for all of us. It's awe-inspiring. It's cosmic downloads and transmissions. So be sure to unplug and spend some time. Go to a waterfall, a lake, or a stream. If you live near an aquarium, remember Venus and Jupiter will be in Pisces this day. So maybe go fishing or go see some fish or go to the fish hatchery. We have an awesome Wizard Falls fish hatchery. And this strong energy, though, it's like I say in Reiki classes, the strong energy is not all rainbows and unicorns, right? So some of you may be feeling some ascension symptoms. You might be feeling them even now as we're moving into this eclipse portal. You might have headaches, ringing in the ears, extreme thirst, exhaustion, insomnia, feeling spacey. I tell you, this stone right here is the medicine for ascension symptoms. That could be another thing this stone is good for. This stone cures ascension symptoms. But whatever shows up for you, if you feel amazing and you're getting these incredible messages from spirit, good for you. If you feel like garbage and you have a headache and you feel almost like you're hungover, that's just ascension symptoms. Good for you. Either way, you're getting an energy download. You are increasing your energy. Some people, it will feel really good. There will be this massive shift in consciousness. And while one person is going to experience elation with this Pluto, remember sextiles are always positive though. Pluto sextile, that Venus Jupiter, this is a positive transit. So whether you're having elation or whether you're having crisis, just surrender and trust the process, however it shows up for you. And Pluto, that planet of transformation, sextile Jupiter, that planet of expansion, it wants you to quit playing small now. And just go for it. What do you want to do with this one precious life? Do that thing. Make it even bigger. And I have an audacious goal for myself for this whole lunar cycle, this eclipse portal. I want to grow this channel, Kamimi Healing Arts. I'm setting the intention to get to 1,000 subscribers by the Scorpio lunar eclipse, that Scorpio total lunar eclipse. And this just could be because I am a Scorpio and I'm really excited for this Scorpio. Scorpio doesn't scare me, so I'm excited for this Scorpio total lunar eclipse. And if I could grow 1,000 subscribers between then and now, that is an audacious goal. Who am I to think I can do that? But why not just set your goals bigger for this lunar eclipse portal? And first we're going to have the Taurus total solar eclipse, and then it's going to move in to that lunar eclipse. So what is your one audacious goal? What do you want to go for that is bigger than you can imagine right now? And just leave it in the comments and I'll send distance Reiki to it. Why not just try? You may fail, but at least you tried to go for it. And you know, go big or go home, as they say. I don't mind doing either. I would like to go big and I also like to go home, so it's fine. Pluto sextile Venus wants us to get into our heart and make our work a service of love and really, truly love what we're doing. And if you don't love what you're doing, don't do it. And focus your energy on the things you love to do. And how are you serving your world from your heart? And what does your heart desire? Just take some time, maybe take some time to journal that question. What does your heart desire? And get out of your head this month and listen to the callings of your heart, because your heart knows. And let your heart callings, let it change your life and set you off on a journey to fulfill your heart's wishes. Because really, what else are we doing here? What else are we here for? And what does your heart want? Leave that in the comments and I will Reiki your heart's desire too. And you know, Pluto can be so brooding, obsessive, and even OCD. So the only downside of this transformative Pluto Sextile Venus and Jupiter is that you can get obsessed about wanting something. And you could be obsessed even over having something that is not attainable. Something like obsessed about being with a person who's not available. Maybe you're obsessed about a married man, or maybe you're obsessed about someone you just can't be with. And just be careful not to go down those obsessive OCD Pluto rabbit holes with this energy. This energy is too good to waste your time on that. And Pluto also has some bad habits. Pluto likes to drink and smoke and go to the dark side, you know. So I would say stay away from alcohol and smoking and drugs. This is a bad eclipse portal to be messing around with that. This Pluto can go into addiction and overdose. So, you know, we've got May the 4th coming up around the corner. I would say don't go to the dark side, Luke. Use the Force. But anyways, those are just some of the names. This is why Pluto gets a bad rap. Sure, he's got some bad habits, but he's a great guy. Many of us that are in our 50s are having a powerful Pluto trine Pluto transit right now that is really going to be activated by this whole eclipse portal, really all year, that Pluto trine Pluto. And this is a once in a lifetime transit to experience transiting Pluto, forming a trine aspect with your natal Pluto. And so if you have Pluto in Leo, Virgo, or Libra, check your astrology charts. This transit is going to bring incredible opportunities that will transform Pluto transformation. Remember, trine opportunity. So we're talking opportunities that transform your life. I'm seeing this in so many people's charts I'm doing right now. And I'm in my 50s. I'm in it. And I know a lot of my friends are going through this Pluto trine Pluto. It is amazing. And it is time for those of us in our 50s to pass on the wisdom and experience we've gathered and share it to empower or support others around us. And this is time to harvest your knowledge into the form of a book or a course of study, or maybe you want to start a YouTube channel. If you want to start a YouTube channel, I could help you. I could support you because I've learned a lot in doing the Bend Health Guide YouTube channel, and that's what helped me know that I could do this Kamimi Healing Arts channel. Whatever it is you're trying to do, it's time to really gather up your knowledge, your wisdom, your experience. Maybe it's a new job that you're going to be CEO of something because of all the experience you have. And I'm finally writing my Reiki for Abundance book. And I'm going to be teaching that bigger Reiki class at Unity on the Lionsgate portal, which is August 6th. I would love to see you guys there if you're able. And just before that magical August 8th, 8/8 energy portal. I am a Leo rising, so I really resonate with the Lionsgate Leo energy, so I'm excited to teach my biggest Reiki class ever. And everyone who attends that Lionsgate Reiki class is going to get a free book because I am pushing myself to publish it before then. And I'm just curious if any of you are out there in your 50s, or if you have Pluto in Leo, Virgo, or Libra. That could be some different ages. I can't remember all the ages. I just know Pluto in Virgo is 50-year-olds right now. But if you are feeling the call as well to share your wisdom, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And this is a time to just be aware of your special Pluto gifts. A lot of people with strong Plutos are healers, light workers, Reiki, energy, massage therapists, acupuncturists. I see a lot of that. And this is a time to release any life or work structures that are just unnecessary. There could be like transcending anything that's not working for you, and not putting your energy at things that aren't paying off. And I talk a lot about this in my Pluto Retrograde video, which is a separate video. You'll have to check it out, especially if you are having that Pluto trine Pluto. You are really feeling this Pluto Retrograde more than ever, so dive deep into that extra reading as well. Pluto trine Pluto is a time to have greater awareness of your gifts and what your purpose here on life is and your soul's deep mission. I mean, all the big stuff is really going to come into focus with this whole eclipse portal and this Pluto sextile Jupiter and Venus. And so I am going to send distance Reiki to all of you who are watching. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment for a chance to win a free astrology chart reading with distance healing. I am going to give that away on that Scorpio lunar eclipse full moon, which is like May 15th, May 16th, around there. If you can help me in any way to grow my channel, my one big audacious goal, if it's sharing these videos on your Facebook page, telling your friends, putting it out there, just I would love it, because I really do want to grow this as I'm getting ready to publish this book. It will really help me. And so thank you so much I feel such a good energy exchange of me sharing astrology and you guys giving it back in love in the comments. That really helps the channel. So thank you. And I'm sending you all this distance energy healing for this powerful eclipse portal. We'll get through it together, and I'll be with you all along. And just thank you for staying tuned.